Yes. I am listening to Gotta Give It Up by Marvin Gaye, which is one of my favorite songs. I've got like a playlist of favorites and stuff. I was looking through all of my old footage, which mainly was travel videos, mainly because that's what I loved to do. The longer we stay inside, the sooner it is that we're going to be able to travel outside. But also, that being said, I really wanted to sort of like look back at all of my old footage and figure out where I've grown. So we're starting with France. Bonjour, and the guy said merci, and then I said bonjour, and then the guy said merci, and then the other guy said merci, and the other guy said bonjour, and then I said bonjour. She asked me for something. I said uncle, like I really don't think it, but I'm catching on. D'accord, it means okay. I forgot. It's still like I was different. Okay, I was a completely different person then. I've grown so much, just personality-wise, and sort of like with my creative juices, like they're quite different, you know, which naturally they would be, mainly because, I mean, France was 3 years ago. It was 2017 when I went. I went with Walking Produces, Joe and Teresa, and being part of this like sort of this accountability group was really awesome. I feel like back then we never would have put us here, you know what I mean? Like we never would have really thought that that's where we'd be, but it's been really great. I explored Versailles, right? But I feel like I don't really have that much footage of it. Going forward, like honestly, if I were to go back, that is something I would absolutely do differently. It is so beautiful, and the way that it looks in my head is like a painting, and I remember feeling that way. I was walking along the river, the Seine, and it was so calming just to people watch and listen to French music in my head, or not in my head, literally in my ears, and drown out the world and just be an observer. I want to do if I went back. Or maybe, you know, honestly, maybe I would take it a whole different route and do a documentary or something. The beauty, the paintings and everything that I admire, a lot of them are in France. A lot of them are French painters and things like that. And they're from typically around the 17th century and 16th century and things like that. But I feel like if I were to go back now, that is what I would do. I would definitely explore a lot more of Versailles. I mean, I would be there from the morning until nighttime if possible. I feel like there's just so much that I didn't do, mainly because I was very caught up in the tourist side of things. It was my very first time going to Europe. That trip, I went to England as well, and I feel like I would have done so much more. I would have stopped eating. I only ate which is onion soup. That's all I ate. That's all I really wanted. I craved it so much, but there's so many other delicacies I could have enjoyed. I would take more photos. I would enjoy the company of my friends. I would go to a movie. I would do the things that I would do if I lived there. I would go to the same cafe every day. And these are things I learned later, but I do think of France in that way of like, I would absolutely go back and I would explore a lot more and get to know people. I didn't really make any friends other than my group, mainly because why would I need friends if I have friends with me? And that is something that I have come to appreciate by traveling to other countries, because I went to the other countries by myself. But when I was in Ireland, I was with Teresa, and we made so many different friends. And I feel like when you make friends when you're traveling, it changes the entire experience to a more lasting one. Because I've been to countries and not made a single friend, and I don't really have the best memories of them. I don't really remember a lot at all, other than the beautiful, you know, environment. But for France, I think, appreciate the company and sort of like appreciate the beauty, the rarity of it. and the cities and the architecture and the fashion and everything.